So I'm a little bit late coming home from work tonight because I had to take care of something before I left. As you guys know, I work at the Watertown Daily Times. It's the daily newspaper here in Watertown, New York, and I've worked here since October. As you guys know, I work nights, and so at the end of every night, this janitor named John comes by and I'll empty the garbage cans and help clean up and everything. Super nice guy. I often wander the hallways of the office as much as I can because I'm getting away from my desk to honestly look at Snapchat, and so I've talked to John a little bit. And John told me a couple weeks ago that he was coming up on retirement, and I was like, oh man, that's awesome, John. Congratulations, when are you done? And it was tonight. And John pretty much works by himself, he's the janitor. I get a chance to work with a really great team on the copy desk. He's on his own. And John walked through one last time tonight, and I could tell that he was emotional, like he was crying, and it was tough to see. John doesn't really have a department, you know what I mean? Like, he sees us at night, and that's pretty much it. He tries to stay out of the way. And so I went over to the sports department and I said, like, hey, did we get John a card or something? Like, this is his last day. And they were like, no. I was leaving, 1 foot out the door. And I turned back around. I went to my computer. I opened up the front page for Saturday's paper and wrote a huge headline. Congratulations, John. I downloaded some clip art from Google. Congratulations. And I put it on the page. And I printed it out on the color printer. And we all signed it. Before I left, I took the page over to John, shook his hand, and said, congratulations, good luck. Asked him what he was doing this weekend. What are your plans? This man was having a rough night. It's his last night. I think he worked there for 15 years. And he brightened right up. You know why I did that tonight? Because of you guys. Because all of you guys send me so many amazingly encouraging messages and so much positivity. So I ask you, what are you going to do today to brighten someone's day? I did my part. It's up to you now. Quickly just want to say thank you so much to the perfect, how else can I describe her, Anna Hendricks? Like, goals. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the really good guys in the industry, and one of my best friends, Jeff Goldberg.
Beautiful day in Chicago today. Temperatures expected to reach the upper 70s. Right now, 75 at the lakefront, 74 at Midway, 73 at O'Hare, and...
Jeff, what's the matter, Jeff? Your hands are cold and clammy, Jeff.
I'm fine, I'll get up.
No.
I have a presentation today, I can't miss it.
No, you can't go to work like this. Okay, I'm leaving. I'll see you after work. Bye.
She bought it. Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and she never doubted it for a second. How can I possibly be expected to go to work on a day like today? This is my 9th sick day this quarter. It's getting pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. If I go for 10, I'll probably have to barf up a lung or something. I better make this one count. The key to faking out the wife is the clammy hands. It's a little childish and stupid, but then again, so is working for the man. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. I do have a presentation today. That wasn't bullshit. It's for Q2 Biz, from a large client.
I recall Central Park in fall. How you tore your dress, what a mess.
Welcome to New York City, everybody. I know the question you're all asking yourselves is, what are we going to do today? Well, the better question is, what aren't we going to do today? If you're looking to find Chris Strub today, You can find him over on my Snapchat account. The username is Goldberg, like Whoopi Goldberg, without a D in it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is easily my favorite movie. Hence, I went with the opening from earlier. Are you also fans of Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Please snap me back. Let me know. Hands down, one of my favorite places in all of New York City is Grand Central Terminal. There's an Apple store here in Grand Central Terminal. It's fun to watch the rat race from up here. Sadly, the truth of the matter is, most of these people are likely heading to jobs that they absolutely fucking hate. This section of Grand Central Terminal is Vanderbilt Hall. Effectively, this used to function as the waiting room for Grand Central Terminal back in the day. Looking at Grand Central Terminal never gets old. And hey, look! It's the Chrysler Building. New York City has a bike sharing program. It's called City Bikes. Normally this station is full of blue bikes, but as you can see, they're in high demand now. This city bike station actually has a few bikes present. In the distance, you can see the New York Public Library. We'll be stopping by there momentarily. This, folks, is a jackass. There's always one who stops in the crosswalk.
Fuck out of here. So, how many wars? Fuck up, man. You swear to God, I'm
New York, it's full of crazies. It's time to fuel up Chris Strub style, except I don't need a NutriBullet. Instead, I use magic. By now, you already know my name.
My name is Jeff.
And now it's time for...
We're going to play a wonderful game called Who is My Daddy and What Does He Do?
I've worked in marketing for the past 8 years, on the search side, on the display side. I've had operational roles, and I've also had sales roles. For the past 4.5 years, I've worked as a consultant for early stage startups, effectively helping them with growth. Most of them you haven't heard of, but I'm guessing you've heard of Seamless. A year ago, I became very interested in live participatory video and chose to immerse myself in it. For the past 5 months, I've been doing nothing but that, and I'm working on building a business. You can find me on Periscope here. Please screenshot this and add me. I've been written about a few times. I've had some of my streams featured on national news, but more importantly, I've had an incredible amount of fun this past year. I somehow fooled Adweek into thinking that I'm actually influential in the live mobile video space. By the way, I absolutely hate the term influencer. It's bullshit. I'm also a nominee for the Shorty Awards Periscoper of the Year category. I absolutely love live mobile participatory video. Those of you who know me know that I really don't like talking about myself. There is, however, one final thing, and it's quite funny, that I want to show you, and then we'll be on our way.
Tonight showing Spider-Man in action, taking down a man who was apparently harassing some of Times Square's costume characters. Cell phone video shows a man dressed as Spider-Man.
Hi, how are you? Can you please take me to 55th and 10th? Glad that the rain calmed down, so I've got a really fun Periscope stream that I'm going to be doing shortly here. I want to make sure that you're all following me on Periscope. It's Jeff Goldberg. A good friend of mine who's a high-end agent here in New York City is going to do a virtual open house with us on a multi-million-dollar apartment. I hope to see you all over on Periscope. I'll be back on Snapchat in a bit. I may actually do some snaps there as well. You never know. It may get crazy! Check out St. Patrick's Cathedral. Had to snap this for you all. What's up again, Snapchat? We just had a fun time on Periscope. Definitely check out that replay if you missed it, where we toured an apartment that rents for $16,500 per month. We're going to take a screenshot. I'm going to go ahead and dump in my snap code in the next snap. That way you can follow Chris Strub, and that way you're all following me on Snapchat as well. Now that I have a chance to come up for air here finally, it's time to eat, and I am starving. New York, of course, is known for their bagels, and myself being Jewish, you can never go wrong with Nova Scotia sandwich. Sullivan Theater is located on Broadway between 53rd and 54th Streets. Stephen Colbert Show is recorded here. Prior, this used to be home of the David Letterman Show. I actually streamed the removal of that marquee several months ago. Marquee removal happened in the middle of the night. As a result, there was no mainstream media present. I was here streaming it on Meerkat, and part of my stream appeared on CBS National News. I met Chris Strub by way of Meerkat. I really loved his 50 States in 100 Days journey, especially how he was showcasing it across the social channels. For me, I have made incredibly strong connections, both by way of Meerkat and Periscope, and Chris most certainly exemplifies that. He's become a great friend. It's unlikely that this is news to you, but Chris in fact wrote a book outlining that journey. I'd like to give a number of copies to you all. If you don't have a book but you'd like a copy, all you have to do is send me a video snap introducing yourself. I'd love to get to know you. I'll in fact send copies to the first 10. Always a long line here at Stardust Diner. This place is known for their singing waiters and waitresses. It's a great experience. Check it out if you're in New York.
Right over there. Have fun with that later. Take a picture of it.
Likely have gathered by now, we're in Times Square. For people who live in New York, this is pretty much hell. I hate crowds.
Hey, shout out to Chris Strub. Yeah. Nice. Very good.
The ground floor here, so just right over there, is where Good Morning America is filmed every morning.
From a kid with a sound.
This is Bryant Park. The grassy area is an ice rink during the winter months, and they've got a couple ping pong tables here. Building here is Bank of America HQ, and here's the rest of Bryant Park. How are you all enjoying New York City thus far? I'd love to hear from more of you. Please send me a snap. Introduce yourself. So I'm really disappointed that I haven't heard from one person who wants Chris Strub's ebook. If you don't have it and you want it, send me a snap, a video one, and introduce yourself. We're here on 5th Avenue, but we're gonna go head up there, the observation deck at the Empire State Building. Once again, be sure that you're all following me on Periscope as I'm going to stream that whole process, that whole experience, and you won't want to miss it. There's no D in my last name when you're adding me on Periscope. I'm gonna buy a VIP pass so I don't have to wait in this line, and also it's supposed to be 45 minutes to the top if you don't have the VIP. Here is Central Park. That's the tallest residential building in the Western Hemisphere, 432 Park Avenue, and that is Times Square. The Chrysler Building, and just behind it is the Queensboro Bridge. Avenue. Times Square. This is Madison Square Garden, the semicircle, home of the Rangers and the Knicks. Here's the final section of the sunset here from the 102nd floor observatory at the Empire State Building. South, you can see One World Trade Center here. Here's the Flatiron Building. If you look at the top of it, it's shaped like a flat iron. Here's 5th Avenue once again. At the Chrysler Building, this time lit, and the Queensboro Bridge just behind it. Pretty amazing how well lit Times Square is compared to the rest of the city. once the sun sets. It's time to head back down, folks. Hopefully you all enjoyed the views from both the 86th floor and the 102nd floor here at the Empire State Building.
No, like cattle.
Facing this side. No.
Friday night, and there are still very long lines to go to the observation deck here at the Empire State Building. Hey everybody, you know what? I'm pretty freaking tired, but I've been having a blast. What has been the most fun for you all from the New York City Snaps? The New York City Health Department grades every restaurant. This one has a C grade. Don't eat here unless you're looking to die. Parker, what's up? Parker, don't be so timid. What are you scared of?
I'm calling him timid.
Well, it's after midnight. I'm incredibly tired, but I'm gonna keep Chris's account for a little bit longer because this has been so much fun. Here's Washington Square Park. You can see One World Trade in the distance here. And then behind me you have the Empire State Building.
Get that dick.